Sports. Talking Terps is brought to you by these network broadcast partners. Window Nation, the official replacement window company of the Maryland Terrapins. CQ, the official banking partner of the Maryland Terrapins. Toyota, it's time to go Toyota with legendary safety and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. The University of Maryland Medical System. For better treatments, better outcome, that's a better state of care. Learn more at umms.org/better. Lido Pizza. Lido Pizza is the official pizza of the Maryland Terrapins. Never cut corners, Terpland. Now, here's Talking Terps with the voice of the Terrapins, Johnny Holiday.
And Maryland's head basketball coach, Kevin Willard. Nice to have you with us tonight from Lido's in College Park. And we'll talk for the next hour about this Maryland basketball team. The new poll came out today, number 16 in the country. How about that, huh? Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah. I know you worked awfully hard to get to number 16.
Yeah, I mean, I think this, these guys have really worked hard, and everyone's kind of sacrificed some sort of role that they've had, and it's good to see them get rewarded.
When you talk about rewards, the transfer portal was really good to us to get guys like Kobe Gillespie to come in and Rodney Rice to come in and Selton Miguel to come in. But when you look at what happened compared to last year and this year, everybody now is talking about this basketball team, not only what they've done nationally to be number 16 in the country, the winning streak at home, the 8 consecutive conference winning streak at home, and just playing at the best level they played all season long.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, last year was extremely disappointing, but it was also, a really good learning lesson for me and the staff, and kind of understanding going into the beginning of last year. We lost Hakeem Hart to Villanova.
Correct.
Because we didn't have any money to pay him. And Villanova paid him, and we didn't have any money. Then we lost Ian Martinez, pretty much the same reason. And, going into the portal, we didn't have any NIL money last year. And I quickly realized that it was going to be very difficult to win unless you have NIL money. We worked really hard at fundraising. We have, the basketball support that we have, and our basketball alumni that have really helped us with the NIL and the collective, was able to kind of make sure that, knowing that we had Juju come in, knowing that we had Derek, we were able to be aggressive early in the portal and be aggressive with what we were going to pay, who we wanted, and how I wanted to build this team. And we were obviously going to build it around Juju and Derek. And so Jacoby, Rodney, Jalen, Tafar, obviously Selt. We were aggressive early in the portal to make sure that we didn't repeat what we went through the year before, because, obviously if you don't have any money, you're just going to get blown out of the water.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And to get guys from the portal is one thing. To have them produce is another thing. But you obviously had the vision. You knew what these guys could do at their previous schools. And boy, they have just gone off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, starting in middle of January, probably end of January of last year, I really started just kind of really focusing on how I wanted to play with Derek and Jew. We had 2 or 3 transfers that wanted to come and play here, who wanted to come home, who wanted to play at Maryland. But statistically, they just didn't fit what we had and what we were trying to do and how I wanted to play. And so it was, really starting, probably late January, we really started building what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. We did a lot of analytics. We did a lot of personality things. And then when the portal was going to be in the portal, we were extremely aggressive.
Yeah, when you look at the backcourt, for example, with Jacoby and Rodney Rice, they were wooed by a lot of other schools, and I'm sure they're dangling a lot of money in these guys' eyes.
But but that's also, for when you start recruiting, and the money is all the same, which when you get to certain guys, everyone's going to pretty much pay the same going rate.
Yeah.
For Jacoby, it was the opportunity to fill in for Jameer, and Jacoby, seeing how successful Jameer was, he wanted that same usage rate. He wanted that same kind of feel. And, for him, it was, there was a couple of schools, but for him, it was, being able to come in and step right into JY's role and also be able to play with someone like a Julian, like a Derek. And, so there's also fit. And Jacoby's one of those kids that, he wanted the right fit too. And we obviously, losing Jameer, we had a really good fit for him.
And you got a good fit with the front court with Derek and Juju. And how about what Miguel's done for you?
Yeah, I mean, Derek and Ju, the first kind of 2-3 weeks, we struggled a little bit. They were kind of running on top of each other at times. But they have really worked hard, and they're both extremely smart basketball players. I think that's why it's worked so well. Is Ju has a great feel for this league and what the league's going to go through. Derek has a great feel for basketball. I think Derek's helped Ju tremendously because he's had to play against him in practice. Ju has definitely helped Derek. Derek is going to have to give him a huge present at the end of the year because Ju is really – he taught him about physicality, taught him about how hard he has to play in this league, taught him about how to be consistent. And Ju has been an unbelievable big brother to Derek. And the reason why Derek has had so much success is squarely on Julian Reese.
Last year, you had Jordan Geronimo come in from Indiana. This past year, you've had from Memphis, you have Young come in. And both those guys know their roles. When they get out there, they make something happen. They've got that leadership behind them, like especially Young, fifth-year guy. Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of experience. He can score if he has to and distributes the ball so well. And Geronimo is just all of a sudden the last 3 or 4 or 5 games. Did you get him? Yeah,
the bench, obviously our starters, I think we're rated the number 2 starting 5 in the country. So those guys get a lot of rightly so, a lot of attention. But our bench has been really good. The amount of energy they bring off, their role is not to score because they're usually out there with 4 of the starters. Their role is to bring in energy, pick up our defense, and Jalen, Deshaun, Tafar at times, and Jordan have been unbelievably steady and have done a great job with what their role is.
The confidence level is sky high. The continuity is sky high. The unselfishness that these guys have. They're so happy for the other guys to be able to do whatever they're doing to the best of their ability.
Yeah, I think the fact that all 5 of those starters are all getting what I call get a chance to eat. They're all getting their times, and I think they understand when Rod's getting going, or Selly's made 2 or 3 threes, or Ju's got a mismatch in the post like Illinois and the other night against USC. It's like these guys are recognizing who's got it going, and they get happy for those guys.
We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue talking Maryland basketball. Head coach Kevin Willard. The Terrapins at 21-6, number 16 in the country. They're now 11-5 in the Big Ten Conference, 16-1 at home. They have won 13 consecutive, and they'll have Michigan State coming to town on Wednesday night for a 6:30 tip-off. We'll come back in just a minute. We're brought to you in part by Window Nation. In just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
As muscles tense.
Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Half zip, kind of quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lung and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheater looking? No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the bar, or your best friend's nuptials.
So the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
Morgans won big today with Window Nation. Let's check in and hear what they have to say.
How do you feel now that you've finally replaced your old drafty windows with these beautiful custom fit windows?
We're loving the look of our new windows.
We paid way less than we thought we would.
And no more cold winter drafts or crazy summer AC bills.
Sounds like a win to me.
That wraps it up for the Morgans. Next up, your family. Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fit.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey. Toyota, let's go places.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Window Nation is on the Morgan's home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
You're listening to the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Nice move, and he hits the shot off the glass with the left hand.
Do that again.
We're talking Terps. Once again, Johnny Holiday.
It is time to go Toyota. Toyota with legendary safety and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. One of our special guests, in fact, our only special guest tonight is Julian Reese, brought to you by the University of Maryland Medical System. For better treatments and better outcomes, that's a better state of care. You can learn more at umms.org/better. Coach, you've had a chance to coach him now for this is the 3rd year. And when you look at what he's done since he came out of St. Francis up there in Baltimore Academy, and going to leave his mark as one of the all-time leading scorers, one of the all-time leading rebounders, and a leader on this basketball team right now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like, I was just talking to him about, like, you know, he's going to be one of the few rare exceptions in college basketball where someone stayed all 4 years, played in it. I really believe one day Julian's number will be hanging from the rafters, because
it should be
in an era where kids showed no loyalty, kids get up and go anytime they want, money, this and that. This young man didn't transfer when I first got the job, when he was a freshman going into his sophomore year. He believed in what our plan was for him, and then has stayed the course and had been true to the University of Maryland as any player probably ever has, especially in today's environment. It's just been an honor to see him grow as a player, but especially as a man. And I just think, hopefully at the Northwestern game, our fans appreciate his loyalty, his growth, and, you know, send him off the way he deserves to be sent off.
Been a great ride, isn't it, Juju?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we was just talking about, like, I felt like just yesterday I was just moving into campus. You know, it's just crazy how far I've come.
Freshman year, 5 points a game. Okay. 4 rebounds a game. Right now, 14 points a game, just under 10 rebounds a game. He's played 125 games, started every game last year and this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, one of the this league is, and Julian will tell you, this league is a monster. It's physical. If you look at his sophomore year, we went really where we turned the corner was we played Wisconsin, Purdue, and I think Indiana, and it was like Crowell, Edie, somebody else, and he dominated all 3 of those centers and all 3 of those games, and that's where we as a team started realizing how good we can be, because he was like the backbone. We could throw it into him, but defensively he really stepped up to an unbelievable challenge. And, ever since just known how great of a player he is. And, I just, for him, I just think it was a matter of, especially his sophomore year, was just kind of going through that grind and coming out the other way. And he's just been as consistent as any player I've ever coached.
And you adjusted your game too a little bit since your freshman year up to your senior year. Things have changed somewhat.
Yeah, like you said, those back-to-back games, I was doing pretty well, and I feel like the scouts, I became kind of a vocal point in the scouts for the other team, their game plan. So, I just had to adjust as a player, as I've been doing my whole college career, just adjusting to different things in the environment. I just been trying to attack it in any way I can help the team.
We talk about the Big Ten Conference being the toughest conference in the country, and you're out there battling with these guys night in, night out. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy, especially somebody like my size and a big, dominant type of league. Kind of an undersized big. Just battling all I can, doing all I can to help the team, and I feel like I've been doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year I think he played almost 36 minutes a game, which was, as he would tell you, was probably 4 minutes too many. And everyone says, 4 minutes. I'm like, 4 minutes battling Zach Edey is a lot of minutes. But again, his consistency, Johnny, is something for a big man that is I've never seen it. And again, I just think I'm hoping we send him off the right way because he deserves it.
Coach was talking a little bit earlier, Juju, about you and Derek kind of feeding off each other, that you've helped him, he's helped you. You got a couple of years on him, a couple of years experience, and I think you've been a big help in him getting where he is today with his game.
Yeah, definitely. A guy like Derek, it's kind of easy to be that type of guy, that type of leader, when him being such a great player and being so down to earth. A lot of highly touted guys coming to college thinking they know everything. But Derek's been the total opposite. He's been a real sponge and just learning and taking what he can learn. And he's been great this year. You've
stayed 4 years, as Coach mentioned a few minutes ago. There has to be a reason why.
Yeah, just staying on my guns. Believing in what the coaching staff can do, what this program can do. I love Maryland. I love the environment, love the fans, everything about it. And I see no better place to be.
How about this year's team, though? You're surrounded by the starting five, one of the best starting fives, if not the best starting five of any Division I team in the country.
Yeah, we're great. Very versatile starting five. Like I said, it can be anybody any given night. Selton can go for 20 any night. Jacoby can go for 20. Anybody can go for 20. We got an amazing freshman in Derek Queen.
When you talk about some of the things that Julian Reese has done, 13 double-doubles this year, 35 in a career. People don't understand how difficult it is to get a double-double, first of all, much less 35 in a career.
No, I mean, again, it just goes back to how consistent he is. And, again, the type of kid he is and the work he's put in. I think the greatest thing I love about Juju is obviously he's a tremendous young man. But, going into his junior year, we were in the gym every day working on his shot, April, May, and June. And, he would beat me in, and he's there working. And in this summer, he was working with his shooting coach on his free throws every single day. And you just don't find big guys, forwards that do that. And, he has a great work ethic, and he has an unbelievable mind for the game. He's a very, very smart basketball player.
We're going to take a break. We'll come back and we continue with Julian for just another second.
Yeah, it's better than talking to you. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, wait a minute now, son. Wait a minute now. Come back with more with Julian Reese in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
As muscles tense.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, hey, what the? I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
The Maryland Sports Radio Network.
He gets it.
We're talking Terps once again. Johnny Holiday.
SeatGeek is now the official ticket marketplace for the Maryland Terrapins. Whether you're buying or selling basketball tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. Coach, want to welcome some guys tonight. This is some members of the Sports Business Society at the University of Maryland in the house tonight here at Lido's. Thank you guys very much for coming by. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
It's awesome having some students here and obviously some smart ones.
Exactly. You guys will be there Wednesday night, right?
They don't fit in with us very well.
They don't. They don't. Juju, when you talk about teammates, let me ask you a couple of things about. You can talk about some of the new guys you're playing with this year for the first time. Let's start with Jacoby Gillespie. Your thoughts about Jacoby's game and how he's taken this whole program to a different level.
You know, he's kind of a soft-spoken guy. Just doesn't talk a lot, but his game is completely opposite. I feel like he has a loud, really fantastic game and just out of the way game. He's a very skilled player, one of the most skilled point guards I played with here. And it was just a great pickup this summer.
And then Rodney Rice coming from Virginia Tech, where he didn't play much last year because of the injury, but right down the street at DeMatha, local guy.
Yeah, I feel like he's just playing with a chip on his shoulder this year. Just not playing a lot of college basketball. His career just being here so long, but not playing. And I feel like he's taking that challenge to be a good to put on for his state, and I feel like he's doing that well this year.
And the veteran of the guys in the transfer portal, Selton Miguel.
Yeah, I feel like he stayed with the team a lot this year. He's been very strong mentally this year. I feel like shots weren't falling this year earlier for him, but he just stayed to it, and now he's shooting unbelievably. I think it's like 45% in conference.
Yeah,
taking care of business behind the 3-point line like we need him to, and just another part of that good five.
And a part of your game that has improved dramatically from last year is at that free throw line.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But work pays off, right?
Yeah, just getting the work in. I feel like it was really a mental part to that. Just sticking to my guns and, like I said, just following.
Yeah, we don't talk about that, Joey. Shut up.
Yes, you guys see what I go through when he's on the show with me here.
That's why he brought Coach Williams back. I don't blame you.
Okay, so you got a big one against Michigan State coming up on Wednesday night. Okay, they come in number 8 in the country. You guys now are number 16 in the country. The place should be rocking, should not be a seat available. And I know how much that home crowd means to you guys because you can feed off that thing like nobody else.
Yeah, they're definitely a six man to us. They help us a lot. We feed off their energy, and we definitely got to get this dub on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's again, I think Jude. If you look at his freshman year, obviously it was kind of a little bit of a hectic year, and then again, I just haven't seen a more consistent player than Jew, and his hard work, he's done a great job, and he's got his hands cut out for him on Wednesday night because he's got to run up and down the floor for a good solid 32 minutes as fast as he can.
Anything you'd like to improve on?
As a player,
is your game, yeah.
Yeah, definitely work on the perimeter a lot more for next level, and just strengthening the things I'm already good at and just polishing those things.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing for him going forward, is just he's going to have to improve his foot speed a little bit because he's going to play defense a lot more on the perimeter than he has in college, which he has the capability. It's just going to be him just getting used to being a little bit more on the perimeter and guarding on the perimeter. But like I said, he's got that work ethic, and he's a smart enough player to understand. But that's really all I see him really needing to improve.
Averaging 83 points a game, but still defense is such a major factor in you guys being where you are now with 21 wins.
Yeah, I feel like this season we came in like just trying to imply that defensive culture, and then offense was kind of surprised us a little bit. We definitely I don't think we expected to go off like this like we are, but definitely that's been our mindset this year, trying to be a defensive team first and let our defense determine our offense.
No, it's amazing. What year did how old were you when you entered college?
I got to campus at 17.
So he started college basketball. He's one of those, he's one of the true throwback 4-year college players.
How many guys start at 17?
And I'm looking at, he scored almost 1,400 points. How many rebounds he has? 600. You only 599, by the way. You need one more.
599.
Yeah, you got 599. Let's get 12 more tonight. But to be 17 and he's only 21 right now, correct?
Yeah.
It was a big deal. We had to count down to the days to his birthday.
Yeah.
But for him to be 21, him in 7 years he's going to be a monster of a basketball player because he's still really in that awkward phase for big guys. He's grown a little bit since he's been here. He's obviously got much thicker. But to enter college at 17 and now just be 21, he's going to have, he has the ability to have a 14-year professional career because he's so young.
When you think back to games that you've had here at Maryland, coach, you look at the numbers, 27 at Illinois this year. That was a heck of a performance right there. Would that stand out to you, or games against Purdue, or?
Not necessarily the games that I necessarily just go off and have great games, but just the energy games. My favorite game all the time probably would be sophomore year against Purdue at home. When the crowd stormed the field, I mean the court. That was great. It felt like a movie. It was probably one of the funnest games I played in.
Well, it's great to have you in the show.
Thanks for having me.
And I hope you have a great game on Wednesday night. Go out there and knock off those guys and keep it going.
Gotcha. Appreciate that.
Yeah, the University of Maryland's been very lucky to have this young man for all 4 years, and I think I can't wait to celebrate his excellence.
And Coach, I think you're right. For the last game of the year, the last home game against Northwestern, they should give due credit to what Julian Reese has done for the program.
Yeah, maybe a bobblehead. I could put it on my desk and I can just yell at him like I always do when he goes off. I can just he's been I call him my safety blanket, my security blanket, because anytime I need a bucket, I can throw it inside, and anytime I need to yell at the team, I just yell at him and he just smiles at me knowing I'm full of you know what. Right?
Well, in your illustrious career, you coached some great ones. You got a great one right here.
This is one of my favorites of all time, Johnny. It really is. I've had, I was very lucky at Seton Hall to have senior class after. I think I went 9 senior nights where I was like a wreck, but this will be a senior night I do not want to go to because he has been one of my favorite people to coach. He's been one of my favorite players by far of all time. And I'm just so thankful for him, for his loyalty and his family, and just how consistent he's been.
And I can add to that because doing interviews with Juju the first year, there was a lot of nodding.
Yeah,
maybe that's why a bobblehead will be good.
a lot of nods. I'd say you have to actually say something.
Yeah.
Now you can't shut him up.
But he's come a long way, and he won one of the best interviews, one of the best guys that I've ever done a broadcast for at the University of Maryland, Julian Reese.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
At least you think so.
Well,
you found one.
I found the guy, right? We'll have more from Coach Willard.
All right, let's do Window Nation. Let's go.
On the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Better than ever.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The Morgans won big today with Window Nation. Let's check in and hear what they have to say.
How do you feel now that you've finally replaced your old drafty windows with these beautiful custom fit windows?
We're loving the look of our new windows.
We paid way less than we thought we would.
And no more cold winter drafts or crazy summer AC bills.
Sounds like a win to me.
That wraps it up for the Morgans. Next up, your family. Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit getwindownation.com.
These are pushed to the extreme. There's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System for pro athletes and devoted amateurs. For those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovations.
Ah, Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Like half zipped, kind of quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lung and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheetah looking? No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the barn, or your best friend's
Raise our
nuptials.
glasses. So the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System for pro athletes and devoted amateurs. For those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Window Nation is on the Morgans' home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
This winter, they offer 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy. Plus, you get a house of windows for as low as $2 a day. You call them at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Food Lion Feeds is also the proud sponsor of the Score to Give More program. For every free throw the Terrapins make this season, Food Lion Feeds will donate 100 meals to the local food banks of College Park. The Terrapins had a pretty good day at the line against Southern Cal on Thursday. They went 11 of 12 at the free throw line, shot 49% from the field, went 8 of 20 from 3, and thus they got a record now of 21-6, 11-5 in the Big Ten. There's a log jam up top there with Michigan State team on top of the standings in the conference at 22-5, and they are 13-3 in conference play. They will be here on Wednesday night.
Yeah, they're Coach Izzo has done a phenomenal job with this basketball team because I think it matches his personality to a T. They're the best rebounding, one of the best rebounding teams in the country. They are the best team in the country at turning turnovers into fast break points. They are really, really, if you turn the basketball over, you're in for a long night. And then, everyone says they don't shoot it great, but they shoot it they shoot it good enough as good as they defend and as good as they get in transition. So a very balanced basketball team and a team that I think can make a really deep run in March.
They average 78 points a game. They give up 67. You mentioned about shooting, Coach, 47% from the field. And not exactly lighting it up from three, only 29%.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing their older guard Hollerman off the bench now to kind of give them some steady play off the bench, and they have two freshmen out there that are just phenomenal players. But I think it takes all freshmen at sometime a year or two in college to decide what's a good shot and what's not a good shot. Akins, they're starting small forward. Technically, their smart guard is a heck of a player. So they don't, like I said, their numbers are a little sneaky. If you kind of look at their wins and losses, they've struggled shooting. But I could sit there and say that about any team.
Yeah,
anything
sure.
lost that they struggled shooting and they lost. Yeah, well, yeah, duh. So I think they're a better shooting team than people realize. We just have to make sure that we get back in transition, and we have to limit the amount of second shots they get because they rebound better than Illinois, who I thought that was the main reason we won against Illinois is we kept Illinois off the glass.
It's probably a little bit deceptive when you look at the guys in double figures, only two guys. Akins is averaging 13 a game, and then you got Richardson averaging 10 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's playing 10 guys. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's playing a legit 10 guys. They bring Cohen Carr, probably the best athlete I've seen in a long time. He comes in and gives them a huge spark. Reminds me of Stevie Francis way back in the day. A guy just, would run the floor, catch alley-oops, dunk, and then, he rotates his big guys because his big guys run. So we're going to have to go to our bench just as much as he's going to his because they do wear you out. You got to survive like the first 10 minutes of the first half, the first 5 minutes of the second half, because that's really when they run. And then they execute extremely well, like a Coach Izzo team would.
They had a big win over Michigan the other night in Ann Arbor, and they won that game 75-62. They will face each other the last game of the season back in at least East Lansing.
Yeah, I mean, they, ever since they lost to Indiana, they beat Purdue pretty easily, really dominated Michigan the other night, won at Illinois. So, again, this is a team that's won 3 in a row in 3 really, really tough games. And, the Wisconsin losing the other night at home to Oregon was huge because I really thought Wisconsin had a pretty good track to get on top of the conference. So it's kind of how a team with a conference with 18 teams kind of stands is you're going to have a whole lot of movement in the last 2 weeks of the season.
Sure. And you look at what we already beat Wisconsin once. You get the tiebreaker there between Maryland and Wisconsin.
Yeah, I don't know how the tiebreakers work because, you obviously you play 3 teams twice and everybody else once. So I'm not sure. I don't know if it goes in if they do it by groups and pods or if they just do it head to head. To be perfectly honest with you, I literally have no clue.
What has been the big difference in your eyes from what the beginning of the season, coaches always say, it doesn't matter what happens in November and December. It's what happens in February and March.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was I kind of figured these guys out a little bit. Really after the Oregon loss, it kind of hit me a little bit of how we had to play just a little bit different at times. And so I think it was more me figuring out this group, having so many new guys and having, 4 new starters around you. It just took a little bit of time, I think, for those guys to kind of understand because we played so many guys in the non-conference and some of our home non-conference games. Guys were only getting 22, 23 minutes. I think once they kind of settled in and realized they're going to play 35 minutes, I think everybody just took a deep breath and relaxed and just let the game come to them.
We'll go take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue talking Terps with Maryland's head basketball coach Kevin Willard in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
As muscles tense.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Window Nation is on the Morgan's home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
Ah, Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Seem like half zipped, kind of quarter zipped out.
Sacrifice your lawn and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheater looking? No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the barn, or your best friend's
Raise our
nuptials.
glasses to the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football,
Stuck zipper here.
it's easy to Sunday.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
Sports Radio Network.
And the one-handed slam.
We're talking Terps. Once again, Johnny Holiday.
Talkin Terps brought to you by our good friends at Bud Light. Bud Light for basketball fans everywhere. Johnny Holiday, Maryland's head coach Kevin Willard, as Michigan State comes to town on Wednesday night. When you look at the top 25 that came out today, Coach, you guys went from number 20 up to number 16 with a record of 21-6. Michigan is right behind you or ahead of you there with a record of 20-6 at 15. So there's Michigan State, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Maryland, and Purdue listed in the top 25.
Yeah, I do think this conference, it is just as strong as any conference out there. Probably the SEC and us by far the strongest basketball conference. When you look at top to bottom, you look at what Minnesota goes out to LA and beats UCLA and USC on back-to-back games. I just, it's really hard. In our fan base, I feel like we haven't done a good enough job educating our fan base on just how good of a conference, a basketball conference this is. I think there's so much talk about football, rightfully so. But when you look at historically how good this conference is basketball wise, I think we need to do a better job of educating our fan base that, when you play in Iowa, who 6 of the last 7 years played in the NCAA tournament, had 4 first-round draft picks. That's not a game like people just don't get excited about, but I think they need to get excited about those games because they're huge games. Every game we play on the road is sold out. We went to Nebraska. It was a Thursday night at 8:30 at night, and they had 16,000 there 2 hours before the game. So I just think the more our fans kind of get educated about Big Ten basketball, I think obviously they know about Big Ten football. I think the more they get educated that that this conference, for 15 nights a year, I'm asking the fans that they got to show up for 15 nights a year, and especially the 10 Big Ten games because, if you go 9-1 and at home or 10-0 at home, you're guaranteeing yourself a pretty darn good seat in the NCAA tournament.
Hey, when you look at the games on the road, when we go to Purdue, there's not a seat available. You go to Indiana, the tough year that they've had this year at Indiana, they still pack that
place
thing.
Was rocking.
They rock it.
Yep.
Yeah, they stay behind it. Win or lose, they sell it out.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, everyone always talks about Cole and, the history and everything. Sure. And I think one of the biggest things is times have changed dramatically how these young people view sports. Every game's on TV, every game's on their phone. I check my phone at night, and I have a list of scores that pop up right automatically. And so the Xfinity being 18,500 seats, when in 2000 and 2002 it was probably the right call. Purdue's 14,000, the Wrestling Center, Michigan State, which I think is as good a place, is 14,000. 18.5 nowadays.
Well, Cole was 14.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of going back to, Xfinity is huge. It's a big building in a new era where, especially post-COVID, even the older generation is watching more on TV. And, you look at the, Big Ten Network, even Peacock and Amazon, obviously CBS and Fox, the broadcasts are unbelievable. So, you can sit at home, have a beer, have a glass of wine, watch the game and not do it. But I just think the more we can educate the students that are on campus and our fan base about just how it's so much different than the ACC. You look at ACC. I'm looking at North Carolina playing Florida State right now, and the building's empty. If that's a Big Ten game, that game's going to be sold out, and it's going to be rocking no matter where we go. So, it's just, I think the more we can educate them, the more we realize we embrace the Big Ten, which I think our fan base needs to embrace it a little bit more and realize just how great of a conference it is.
And I think once you come to a Maryland basketball game and see what goes on, the facility, the excitement, the team that they're rooting for, you're going to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that I'm going to try to focus on a little bit more this off season. Is I'd love for us to be a little bit more of a family friendly option for people. Getting more families and getting younger kids to the games and having them enjoy it. Doing some fun things maybe next year at some games and getting kids a little bit more involved. We're going to try to get our students much more involved because we have a great student base. They love to study. It's obvious. They're very studious, but I think, again, just getting them to understand the importance that they have, because our alumni are phenomenal, but what makes the Xfinity Center and what makes our home court so tough is we have an unbelievable student section. And I just don't feel like sometimes they see Iowa or it's Minnesota and it's like, oh, they're only playing Minnesota. Those games are bigger than Michigan State because you have to win those games. And that's something that, I think is a little bit of it's just an education process that we need to do a better job of.
I know how much you enjoyed having the game up at Barclays Center this year in Brooklyn. Great alumni base up there in New York and New Jersey at the Prudential Center we played at too.
Yeah, that's, we have a ton of people, a ton of alumni up there. I mean, I probably go up there in off season twice a month to go visit alumni and go out to dinner or go play golf with one of our donors. It's something that I think we're playing in the Garden next year in December.
Good.
And then obviously we're starting Marquette. We'll be at Marquette, home Georgetown, at Virginia. We'll be in the Garden, and I think we're playing. I'm trying to get back into the Barclays. It's just with our final stretch. And the two home games in December becomes really difficult because I only have 6 play days. So when you only have 6 dates to play, that's why we usually play bye games in December, because you can be a little bit more flexible with bye games.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with some final comments from Coach Willard in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
A legacy is earned. With generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is, I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
So stop in midcourt.
And he got it!
We're talking Terps. Once again, Johnny Holiday.
How about grabbing some Testudo Premium Lager? That's the official craft beer of the Maryland Terrapins by Union Craft Brewing Company. Grab it today at your local store. So Michigan State is 22-5, number one in the Big Ten at 13-3, and on the road this year. And once again, we talk about how tough it is to win on the road.
They're 6-2.
They're 6-2 on the road.
Yeah, they've really, again, I think over the last 2 weeks have played. I think we've played really good basketball, and I think they're the other team in the conference that's just played really, really consistent. They're just a consistent basketball. They consistently run. They consistently screen. I think again, it's a Tom Izzo coach team, which is going to be, you're gonna have to play tough. You're gonna have to play physical, and you're gonna have to run.
Fundamentally sound, right? All the way through.
I think again, I think Coach Izzo, obviously he's had some really good teams, but when you look at it, I think this is one of his better teams.
I look back to last year, Jameer Young, 31 against Michigan State last time they faced each other.
Yeah, I think that was in March, right? That's the second game. We lost at the buzzer here. And we actually played pretty good there. We just like the rest of the year, we seem to hit the back rim a lot.
So the series overall, Michigan State leads the series 16-8. The Terrapins on Wednesday night try to change that and get that ninth win.
It's a
great opportunity.
It's an exciting time. The next 2 weeks are great. We have 4 games left. You're talking about seeding for the NCAA tournament, seeding for the Big Ten tournament. This is kind of this is the time of year you live for. That's what you work for all season long. Exactly. Yeah. So Coach, again, this is the last time I'll see you. So it was great seeing you, Johnny.
How about tomorrow?
No.
How about Wednesday night?
I would like to say thank you to Litos and everybody. It's been great.
Okay. Dave Mitchell, the police chief, thanks for coming by tonight. Hey, thanks you guys for coming by as well. For Coach
these
Willard.
Guys are great.
I'm Johnny Holiday for Tom Marquito and Alex Camponi. Talk to you Wednesday night from Xfinity Center. Good night.